So while there might be a lot of things that seem like a really quick win when you get in a space and you get really excited, one thing to not forget is that retrofits are hard. You know, renovation projects are just as complicated and take just as much planning as any ground up construction. There's a lot of flexibility that comes with getting into a building and just being able to have the space kind of carved out for your team. But you don't have that full control of every wall. Where's it gonna be? Where's the power gonna go? How tall is the ceiling? You don't have the decision power on any of those things like you would with a new build construction. Let's talk about gotchas. These are the things that you might get 6 months into a building project, a renovation, this retrofit project where everybody's so stoked to get into this multi-site location or even your new home, and you realize, oh shoot, you know, there's a lot of expenses and things that we hadn't budgeted for, that we hadn't considered. And that's really what the core of this talk is about, is those gotchas. In our list of gotchas, the biggest one often is building power. So that's thinking through not only we need a receptacle here, here, here on the wall, and the different locations for front of house, production suite, video control, broadcast audio, any of those areas. It's actually, does the building have enough power from the street? Can we accommodate the kids wing and the lobby space, an overflow space? Can we accommodate the powered PA? Maybe we've got a Meyer PA hanging on the ceiling that we need to get power up to the ceiling. Can we accommodate an LED wall? You know, those are the big questions that cost a lot of money when you get under contract with a GC, you start renovation, the project's underway, and you realize, man, we don't even have enough power to feed the building. That's a huge mistake that we ran into a couple times with GCs or folks who get into the space, think they understand the power impact of the project, but they don't have clear expectations on the scope of power site-wide for all the distributed spaces. Another big one is, can you even hang the amount of weight on the roof that you guys are intending? You know, LED walls are not lightweight. There are some really cool ones out there that have carbon fiber and they can really trim down that weight load. But when you're hanging especially like a Meyer loudspeaker system that has the amplification in the box, you know, all those things weigh a ton. And if you're trying to hang 3,000 pounds on a certain spot in the roof, the building might not support that at all. One of the most common things that we run into when we design kind of a purpose-built retrofit is, do we have enough trim height to accommodate the PA, you know, the line arrays, the loudspeakers, the LED walls? Anything that's going to be hung from the ceiling is a potential sightline issue for the people at the back of the room, the people at the front of house. Another big thing with retrofit that people run into time and time again is sprinkler pipes. So when you're walking through the space and you're looking at the ceiling and thinking through, well, you know, where could we have some camera locations? Where's the screens going to go? Look for those water sprinkler pipes, because the water main, any of those are astronomically expensive to move. So you want to be checking orientation of the room and seeing how those pipes run and how low they are, because there's a really good chance everything else around that can move, but that water main is going to be a big deal. If you can't move that, it can almost be a non-starter for having your stage in a certain position or a certain corner of the roof without completely blowing your budget. Columns are one of the biggest nemesis of a broadcast campus, a multi-site campus in a space like this, because you can almost guarantee wherever you're gonna orient your auditorium and your camera angles, there are going to be columns in the way. So thinking through exactly the right angle for your auditorium to minimize those column interferences with the sight lines from the people in the back of the auditorium to the front, that's gonna be huge. Each one of those columns can add to the budget in the range of 150 to 300 grand if you were wanting to remove them and reinforce the ceiling and just create a clear, open floor plan. Often that can be something that will just completely destroy your budget if you weren't expecting that in the first place.